probably the Olympic Games in 2000, as many of you would have enjoyed. That was a great moment for us in the sport. Also, from a personal point of view, probably another one would be last year's national under-18s, where we beat Victoria in both the men and the women. So that was a highlight.
The journey I started in 1995, working with special needs kids, particularly intellectually disabled kids, that is a journey that is still continuing and one that is of great reward to me. I guess the second thing is the Olympics. I think it showed what a great community we live and work in, and all the great volunteers that put themselves out to make sure that the basketball part of the Olympics was such a huge success.
The finding of the land and the building of the first basketball stadium at Maddox Street, Alexandria. Up that stage, Sydney didn't have a decent basketball court. That was a pretty major achievement, trying to find the money. Con banks and city council and all the associations helped contribute. We went ahead and built this two-court stadium which housed the basketball office, referees' rooms, coaches' facilities, and basketball sales and so forth. So that was a big boost for basketball in New South Wales back in the 50s.
When my sister and I, Barbara and I, used to go and watch all the games. My sister scored for them and I cheered. We saw all the boys growing up. We met their girlfriends who became their wives later on, and we've stayed and we've had a great friendship all these years, and I'm sure that Harry would be so proud now to see the boys and their families.
Vivid memories would be the early days of basketball, and as I mentioned earlier, that we were trailblazers, and basketball was a very small game, and I just remember playing in stadiums like the Broadmeadows Stadium here and the Wickham Stadium, where we had packed crowds. People were turned away from the games, and so that was a very exciting times, and we were able to develop a fine group of young players here. We're all good friends. I'm still friends with a lot of those players today.
Be the introduction of the national leagues, the NBL in '79 and the Women's League in 1981, and of course New South Wales had teams in both of those leagues. And then of course the highlight for me has been the Olympics in 2000 and the Paralympics, and I think New South Wales were able to contribute wonderful people. There was a great legacy in both technical officials. We had a lot of our referees involved as volunteers, and I think that Sydney Olympics and Paralympics stands on its own feet insofar as what a great event it was, and we sometimes like to say that we could have bottled that emotion and that goodwill that was happened in 2000.
In '56, I can't recall his name now, but he was the centre for a US team, and they were playing Japan, and the Japanese guard put up a setting from out, and this centre was in the keyhole area, and he went up in a vertical line and stopped the shot before it got to its apex. And I thought that was one really memorable thing to see.